Good morning. Hello, this is Deb with Phenomenal Flowers. So, um, today, or rather last night, I made these little um, gifts. I'm trying to use up inventory that I have. These are mints. This is the mints. I decorated the boxes, but the mints came from Oriental Trading. I think it was 50 little boxes for like $9.99 or $5.99. I also use the tea. This is the tea that I used. I used 2 packs. It expires in May 2026. I also use the little boxes. These little boxes are not folded the correct way. They look totally different. I just folded down the back to use it like as a backer. And I also purchased 40 of these little stems that I used for the tie. I used 2 on each one. These came from Amazon. I also have ribbon, the little ribbon that I used for the ties. These ribbons came from Temu. The cups, they're plain cups. As you can see from this one on the side, it's a plain cup. I put a bow on the top and I still didn't like it. I said something is wrong. There's not enough color or contrast right here. So what I wound up doing was just putting a little tag on the front. But when I make the next one, you'll see that I actually use the cup. So give me just a second and we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to try to show the other few supplies that I used. Since we're on a roll, might as well keep rolling. Okay, these envelopes, along with the cardstock folders, it came as a set. I don't know how many because I think the label is off, but this is what I use as a backer. It was 87 cents for 12. So that worked out in my favor. There's a little book that's in the back to make sure that it doesn't fall. This is what I did. I took the book. It's really not a book. It's really like a notepad that has no lines or anything on it. I had one extra. I want to make sure if a person wants to know what the notepads look like, I do have one left. The first one, I went through so many changes trying to get it to fit, but something said, well, Debbie, just measure it. And when I measured it, believe it or not, it's a perfect fit and a perfect height. I didn't have to go through all the cuts to make that fit. So one of these little journals are in the background. Then from the journal standpoint, I put them in a little bag. People like to have their little notebooks in a little bag or something so it doesn't get damaged if they put it in their purse. And it also keeps things from sliding. I could have tied a little ribbon around it, but I didn't want to. So this one says, he has made everything beautiful in his time. Oh, record. Okay, so back up and try it again. I'm going to get better at this. So when you see this and laugh, you just laugh because I'm only going to get better. I'm going back to the items that I used for this. I had cut it and did all sorts of things. Envelopes. I paid 87 cents for 10 sets, and I didn't even use a full set, but this one has a price on it. It came from Hobby Lobby clearance. When I go to Hobby Lobby, I always go straight to the back and look at their clearance. Okay. When I did the first one, I had to do different cuts, and it was so tedious and time-consuming. So I said, well, Debbie, just try to see if you can make it work. So I opened it up, stuck it in, and it fits perfectly. It's about not even an eighth of an inch higher than the one I did originally, which we're not even going into how much time and details it took. So instead of putting a bow on it, I just put the little tool bag on upside down versus using a ribbon to keep it from shifting. this does stay in place. These books I bought so long ago from Christian Book. I think I bought 72, and these are all that I have left. I set this to the side. I did get 42 of these from Amazon. The little boxes, they do fold up, but I folded down the back of it to make sure that it has a backer. Here's one that I did, and they came from Oriental Trading. I got them in January. So I used the cardstock cards for the backers. I used half, then I cut it in half. I used the other half of the card or the envelope to put the T. So what I'm going to do is sort of put it together and maybe speed it up a little bit. Okay, I bought these cups, 8 cups from Joann Fabric before they went out of business. I think it was $1.99 for 4 cups. And as you can see, when I mentioned in the first part of the video, I don't like that white part right here. So I just hot glued a ribbon around it. So that's going to help make more contrast. I'm going to sit that right there on that one side. And then next, I'm going to use the little items. Okay, I also have a bunch of ornaments. These ornaments came from the band store, so I didn't use any filler. I think I might use some filler this time, and instead of just doing the gift by itself, I might add an ornament. I think that looks cute, looks festive, so I'll make that decision probably towards the end. So right now, I will get some filler. Please keep in mind when you're pricing your items, don't price them too low, because if somebody comes up to you and say they want 100 items, I want 100 of these for my employees, and then you go, well, these were $15, but if I make some more, it's gonna cost $30. Don't ever say that, number one. Number two, the easiest thing for you to do when someone comes up and says they want something custom, you do let them know that it is a custom item. It is not your regular inventory, and that you'll be happy to make them something comparable, but it might not be exactly the same. Ask them for their name, their contact information, and after you get that information, as soon as you get the opportunity, you thank them and let them know that you're glad you met them. I usually say, "Dear Mr. Jones, I'm so excited to meet you today, and I'm very happy to create the gifts for your office." We did quote a price of about $20 to $25 a person, and I'll be happy to create it for you. I'll be happy to show you samples before we send out the final invoice. And then I just say again, thanks for meeting me today. It was my pleasure, and I look forward to working with you soon. Or, oh, as soon as you get home that night or the next morning, send them an email saying you were glad to meet them and you're looking forward to working with them. Even if you don't have the details worked out, don't wait more than 24 hours to get back to a potential customer for custom gifts. I'm through blabbing. And thanks so much for watching. Thanks so very, very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.